We all have a strong inner desire to connect with other people. Penn State University researchers go even farther, claiming that love is a critical component of happiness. Open and honest communication is required for love to work. On the other hand, there are some things that you should never tolerate in a relationship. We all have various levels of tolerance. This means that some of us can frequently forgive things that others cannot. Whatever you are ready to accept, we all need to be cherished and honored as human beings. That is why there are some typical, unforgivable things to look out for in a relationship. 10 examples of inappropriate relationship conduct. It makes no difference what culture or background you hail from when it comes to things not to do in a relationship. There are small variations, but at the end of the day, we are all human beings with comparable wants and daily concerns to cope with. As a result, read this list of things you should never tolerate in a relationship if you want to be happy. 1. Physical violence. Couples rarely begin by beating one another from the start, which is why it can sneak up on you. Often, things escalate from an initial shove or slap to undesirable behavior in a partnership. Unfortunately, many people continue to be with those partners, despite the fact that it is one of the most important things you should never tolerate in a relationship. Why do people remain? The causes are numerous, but they range from fear to low self-esteem to a lack of a supportive social network. In addition, after an incident of abuse, the offending partner frequently turns on the charm and provides fantastic reasons. They can be so excellent at it that you start doubting yourself, especially if you don't have someone to talk to. 2. Abuse of the mind and emotions. The list of things not to do in a relationship does not end with physical violence. Mental and emotional abuse might be more subtle, such as disparaging you and overall undervaluing you. In any case, it undermines your self-esteem and causes you to second-guess yourself and become overly emotional. 3. Putting up a wall. In a relationship, demeaning behavior can include dismissing your feelings and shutting you out. When someone stonewalls you, they refuse to respond and may even walk away in the middle of a conversation. Unfortunately, there are numerous potential causes, as outlined by psychotherapist Marnie Feuerman, but if someone refuses to have an open talk and improve on their behavior, you'll be at a loss. 4. Disregard for boundaries and needs. Trust, respect, and mutual comprehension of each other's differences are the foundations of great partnerships. That is why you should never allow someone purposely ignoring your limits and requirements in a relationship. Boundaries define how you want to be treated and how your needs should be addressed. This has an influence on your mental health and, if neglected, can lead to resentment and even burnout. We all know instinctively that these are never acceptable in a relationship. 5. Never ever apologize. We've all met people who believe the entire world revolves around them. So much so that anything that goes wrong is always the fault of someone else. This is high on the list of things you should never tolerate in a relationship, since it will steadily erode any self-esteem you have. 6. Control and manipulation. Is your partner the one who tells you what to dress, who to see, and what to do? Do you ever feel like you're doing things, maybe hobbies, when you'd rather be doing something else? Manipulation isn't always obvious, but you'll know something's wrong and that these are behaviors you should never allow in a relationship. People can manipulate or control others by making them feel guilty or by withdrawing. Then, when you've given them what they want, they reward you with their ostensibly loving presence. 7. Jealousy that is obsessive. Nobody wants to be in a relationship with someone who is more protective than their mother. Jealousy is a terrible emotion that should never be tolerated in a partnership. Of course, we're all human and have insecurity moments. Regardless, if your partner is unable to talk openly and, for example, calls you 10 times when you are out with your friends, you must ask yourself questions. Irrational comparisons. We all have moments when we question ourselves. The worst thing is when your lover then criticizes you by comparing you to other women. After all, your partner should love you despite, or because of your flaws. If they're acting the opposite way, might it be that they're using you for another reason? 9. Derogatory remarks. Being uncared for is something you should never allow in a relationship. After all, what's the point of the partnership if that's the case? Insults or cruel statements about you, your job, your aspirations, your family, or anything else just do not come from a caring and loving partner. 10. Shaming. You will not accept rudeness. It's really that simple, especially when someone judges and criticizes you for your appearance or personality qualities. Nobody is flawless, especially someone who humiliates you. Respect is ultimately about embracing yourself without forcing you to be someone else. Conclusion. In a relationship, no one wants to be taken for granted, or to be used and abused. Unfortunately, many of us end up with toxic partners at some time in our lives. First, go through this list and be honest with yourself about the things you should never tolerate in a relationship. If you recognize any of these actions, talk to your friends to help you let go of any guilt you may be feeling. Second, do what is best for you in terms of the relationship. In the long run, you must prioritize yourself in order to have a good connection built on mutual respect.